Lucinda and I have been working. Hello, Lucinda. Welcome to this streaming.
Hello.
Hello. Can you all hear Lucinda? I can hear you, so that's probably working. I'm so happy to have you here. Lucinda and I have been working together for a long time before Lucinda joined quite recently the Master Your Path team. So that's just so exciting. I'm so excited and proud, I can say, and we have such a beautiful journey ahead of us together. I'm so excited for it. And when we started working together, it was not that long ago. So it was in the beginning of this year, sometime the beginning of 2020.
Yeah,
right?
around March.
Pretty much a little bit before we had any idea of what's going to happen in this crazy year. That was before that. I remember, wow, that seems like a different life, right, guys? So Lucinda, I'm so happy to have you here joining us, and I think your story of transformation and how you share it as well is so inspiring and empowering to witness and to hear. And I'm so delighted to have the opportunity to ask you about it and to have the opportunity for others to hear it too. What is possible, what you can really reach, right? If you take that choice, if you choose to be better, to feel better, to be closer with yourself, then this is something that is possible. And it's so exciting to show that. So Lucinda, maybe we can start with you just, saying hello, telling us, saying a few words, and then maybe sharing with us. Maybe start from the beginning. What really brought you to reach out to me, to join my program? What were you struggling with? What was the drive or the reason behind it?
Well, as a bit of background, I'm Lucinda, hello, and I live in the UK. And last year, I had a bit of a trauma where I bought an apartment with my boyfriend, and then he left me a month after we moved in. So it was a very traumatic time for me. And at that time, I didn't know about Shimmerit, and I had like a couple of counseling sessions, which, pulled me out of the black hole that I'd gone into. But ultimately, I hadn't healed at all. And I was burning the candle at both ends because I couldn't be alone. So I stayed in the apartment, and it's the first time I've ever lived alone. And I just was going out all the time. I had to see my friends or work. I got a second job because I couldn't be alone. And by the end of the year, I was so burnt out. And other things happened in the year that kind of opened me up a bit more spiritually. And I think that because I'd been looking up some things that were a bit more spiritual, Shimmerit's advert popped up on my Facebook. So that was at possibly end of February or beginning of March this year. And I just felt so low and not right. And I knew that something had to be done. So, I reached out to her. We had our discovery call, which was just a free call that we could have to discuss what was going on with me and whether you'd be able to help. And I just thought, this sounds really great. Me and Shimmerit got on really well. So I started working with her, and I signed up to do one-to-one sessions with you. And yeah, it's just been absolutely amazing. I've had depression and anxiety since I was a teenager, and I had so much counselling, and it still was there. I mean, for counselling, it's always nice to have someone to talk to, but ultimately they didn't really give me the tools that I needed to do anything about it. Sometimes they would touch on CBT methods, but they never really followed it through. They never held me accountable, and I never ended up benefiting in the long term. So it was something that I would always have to keep doing forever if I wanted to have any effect from it. But just working with Shimrit for 3 months, and I was like a whole different person. It was unbelievable. Yeah, just after so many years, like, I don't know, 15 years of constant anxiety and depression, and now it's gone. It's just absolutely crazy. So, there was still some deeper inner wounds that I wanted to heal. So I did extend my program with Shimrit so I could work with her a bit longer. And I'm really glad that I did, because we got all the other coaches on board. So doing the astrology was really, really interesting, absolutely mind-blowing that someone knew so much about me just from my birthday. And then doing the extra meditations and the group sessions are really beneficial too. Like, it's so good to have the community and helping each other, I think, and knowing that you're not alone and other people go through the same kind of thing as well is really empowering, that you're all doing it together.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Lucinda. And it is amazing, because within 3 months, I remember you told me that people can see the change. Like, I'm not the same. I'm not the same person. Or of course the same person, but not the same kind of presentation or energy or yeah, I just remember that you said that people can tell the change. That's probably the words that were the words. And I'm really curious if you would like to share if there was something. So you did kind of touched on a few things from kind of the what in the program was valuable or helpful for you. Do you remember maybe something more specific or anything in addition to what you've shared within kind of the processes that we've done, or the experience along this journey that was most meaningful for you or most impactful for you?
Yeah, definitely. I think having your support all the time was invaluable, because you can have a scheduled session, but nothing might happen in between the sessions, and then suddenly something will happen and you want to talk about it straight away, and you're always there. And that was really great. Like, earlier on this year, I broke my toe because someone fell on me, and and then I found out that we'd been flirting, and it turns out that he had a girlfriend, and I was like, Shimrit, should I be feeling bad about this? Because I don't, because it wasn't my fault. And she was like, no, girl, you don't need to feel bad. I was like, I just needed that extra support in that one moment, and then I was better. Like, if I had to wait until another session, then I think I would have beat myself up about it for a while. And aside from that, the deep meditations were so transformative. I remember doing the inner child healing meditation with you, and then writing the letter afterwards from my adult self to my child self. And I still look back at that sometimes, and I can actually see just from that letter how different I am now, because I do feel like so more centered and grounded, and like I'm not so scared anymore, and like I've got me. And then also the deep meditation for forgiveness as well, because I don't think I could have done that without your help. All the people that have taken advantage of me, I felt like I would never forgive them, but I have now. So I feel so much better and more free. And yeah, I can be myself, and it's much better.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And yeah, forgiveness is really a key for healing. And I think this is one maybe that I've never shared with you, or maybe I have that in Hebrew. That sometimes I bring words from my language, because it just shows so many really deep, real connections, core connections of elements or in life. Yeah. So in Hebrew, the word forgiveness and healing are like that, and dreaming, by the way. So it's really a key to reach that level of forgiveness to others that have hurt you or have let you down, and for yourself as well, and to have this connection of that gentle self. You bring it out, right? It's like, and then you meet it, and then you can never forget it again. It's something like that, right?
Yeah, and one thing was that my self-esteem and my self-worth used to be rock bottom, absolutely terrible, really, really low. I couldn't see any single redeeming feature about myself. And then last year I started to work on it really slowly by like going to the gym and looking after myself a bit more. But I didn't really get anywhere properly until I worked with Shimrit again. And I think it was one of our meditations where we went through the different layers of like emotion, and I finally felt myself without all these thoughts, without all these emotions, and got to the core of who I was. And I just thought, oh, I didn't know that was me. And
Oh, yes.
after feeling that and seeing that, now I can look at myself and go, oh, you're just like the best. And I
Yeah.
never doubt myself, and I don't doubt my worth now. And it's, I mean, it's completely life-changing, because I was like a doormat before. I'd have to do things for people to be validated, to know my worth. Like I needed to be needed to have any value. And it's
Yes.
just not true. So
No.
yeah, so much better now.
So much better. I'm so happy to know that, and I'm so excited to hear this. I'm like, I have goosebumps all over, and I'm probably blushing because it's such a beautiful story, and I'm so proud and humbled to be a, you know, a piece of that, part of that. That's so beautiful, and thank you so much for sharing that. So maybe you can share, you know, what can you see as a result in your life, you know, showing up in your life as a result of this transformation, because there are new things that you've created, that you're doing, that you're heading towards. So that would be so interesting to hear.
Yeah, so I can say no to people now. I couldn't do that before. I would say yes to everything. At work, someone would say, can you do this? And I'd just automatically say yes, even if I couldn't do it, I didn't have time to do it. And then I'd just end up being really stressed out because I had too much on my plate. So I can say no to people now.
That was the very first thing we worked on. I remember that. The very first thing.
It was, because then we went into lockdown and I couldn't practice it in the office. Yeah, but I can have that in other places in my life now as well. So I can say no to my friends and family, but I can do it in a healthy and loving way that it doesn't upset people, which is really important. So that was part of learning to have healthy boundaries, to be able to say no, but not aggressively. So being able to have those boundaries and gently express them, that was really, really important thing that I've learned.
Yes.
What else?
Did I remind you? There's the songs and the paintings and the coaching and the so much.
Yeah, so I'm quite creative. I have a whole long list of things that I want to be able to do, and so they're all like up in my head, and I don't have space to think about other things sometimes because I have all these projects I want to do. So one of Shimrit's ideas for me was to write them down in a book, so I don't have to keep thinking about them, but they're there if I want to go back and revisit them. And because I'm not very good at finishing things, I'm good at starting things and not finishing them. But actually, I wanted to write a song. It's always something that I've wanted to do, and I did it. And I thought that I wouldn't ever be able to, because I don't. I mean, I play instruments. I don't play that many, and I didn't have any experience writing songs. But just one day, it just came to me, and I wrote it in about 10 minutes. Then I wrote the music in about an hour, and I was done. And I recorded it, and it's on YouTube, and I was so proud of myself. And I shared it with Shimrit straight away, because it's the first thing that I did that I completed that quickly. And yeah, I was just really proud.
And just so you know, guys, Lucinda has an amazing voice. You will be, even if you just think, yeah, okay, she has a nice voice. No, she has like, she can go to The Voice or anything or something like that. Like your voice is just amazing. It's so beautiful, and the song is really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there's so many things and so many aspects, like my work as well. I think I'm such a different person now. When I work in science, and so I have a degree in human biology, I work in genetics, and I do enjoy it, but the main thing that I liked was that I was supporting a team. And so that was my need to be needed was completely fulfilled. I needed to be needed in my job. Now I'm so different. I'm like, no, I want to do what I want to do. And so I don't enjoy it as much as I used to. I think I need to go into a different role. So, I was kind of like, I don't really know what to do. But then we had the astrology session, and it's something that I'd already been thinking about, was being a writer or something creative that I'd always be learning and growing. And it's so weird because that's what the astrologist said. I didn't tell him anything. He just said it from looking at this mathematical equation of the stars, and yeah, almost confirmed that that's what I should be doing. So I've already written half of a book, about 50,000 words, and I just need to finish it now. So that's my must finish my project. And then I wanted to also help people. So I actually am training to be a coach, and now I'm working with Shimrit. And I really hope to be able to give back to people what she's given to me, because absolutely so life-changing. And I could have gone to do like CBT or counseling, but it's not as powerful, it's not as impactful as what Shimrit does. She brings forward all the different ways and holds you accountable and follows up with you and just like make sure you're okay. So it's this journey with you in such a short amount of time, in less than a year as well, has completely changed me. So I keep saying to people, like, I'm Lucinda 2.0 now.
I love it. The 2.0. Oh, this is awesome. I really love it. Thank you so much. I'm so blushing. I feel like my cheeks are burning. I'm going because it's just I'm delighted and humbled, and it's so amazing to hear everything you're sharing and the transformation that you have done. And I think, yeah, this is what I mean when I say that combination and the support. This is really what it takes. The right set of tools. It's not that complicated, and the support, the accountability that you're important and you have this light within you. It's who you really are. It's life itself. It's the most precious thing. And if you can only reach that and care for it and really be able to create a consistent time, a time in which consistently you are coming back to it and you're not alone in that passage, then there's this, that's what I was saying before, then there is this leap that you take. It's just a turnover or something like that. I hope I am explaining myself. I'm always laughing that most of my clients speak much better English than me. So I learn from my clients English sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that,
yes.
I was just going to add one more thing. I think that's also something really powerful, is that when you recognize yourself as that light and you've removed all these excess thoughts, then things just come more naturally to you. The anxiety just melts away, and you know what you want to do. You have that clarity that you just don't have when you're overthinking all the time.
Yes, our thoughts and our patterns, they kind of cover up that light, but you can peel it very gently and lovingly. It's just it's almost like a technique, but in a human kind of way that needs care and attention. Lucinda, I'm so thankful and grateful that you are here and that you shared this story with us. I'm so happy, and I see all the comments coming into that are excited to hear your story. I'm losing my focus because I'm reading the comments. Yes, thank you so much, guys, for your beautiful comments. And yeah, so Lucinda is now part of the Master Your Path team, as you know. So I'm so grateful to have you as well as part of the team, and you are so amazing. I'm so inspired by you. I'm so inspired by how you have completed. Of course, it's an ever-going journey, but you have completed this turnover, if that's a good term that I found for it now for the first time, this leap, this, yeah, is that a good word, Lucinda, to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, you completed that. If talking about completing projects, it's not like a book or a song. It's even actually much more than that, and you can reach the other side. So it's so inspiring to be a witness of that and to have you sharing that story here. Thank you so much. And now I will let you go back doing what you're so amazingly doing, which is supporting other people. And we will be diving into today's session that we haven't even started. So we have lots to cover still today. Thank you so much, Lucinda. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.